Okay, now that I made sure that this time it is recording. So, I was watching Rudy's MTG price spikes, Mirage boxes, line diamond, blah blah blah. And it was posted about 5.5 years ago. And in this, it's a very interesting watch because he's in front of about 60 boxes of sealed Mirage, which he bought for something like, I think he says like $100 a box, like 6 years, 5 years before he made this video. They bought from a distributor and maybe another private individual or something like that. Very interesting video. And in there, he talks about Lion's Eye Diamond and how in 5 years, people are going to be begging for a $250 Lion's Eye Diamond, which right now the price is somewhere around $350 or $400 on TCG Player. So, last I checked at least. So it was a little off, but pretty close. And he also went on, I believe, to say, maybe you shouldn't pay $250 at the moment, but it seemed like he wouldn't be opposed to $200, $220. But yeah, which if you had the money and you did it, yeah, it's up $100, $150. So these things, they just keep going up, and they're talking about reserve list buyouts, that somebody's seen the opportunity and took it and bought out Lion's Eye Diamond, and it worked out for them. So I also think, though, that that was just the beginning of the buyouts, and now we're entering a second phase, as I believe I've said before, of buyouts and how they're going to evolve as time goes on into less of a quick, easy money flipping and more of a long-term hold as these cards pool into fewer and fewer individuals, and there's not going to be a bunch found. Those days, I think, have been over since probably 2010, probably maybe even before that, 2005, that just found my older brother's, collection of Magic from when he played and revised and Mirage and whatever, Visions and the Dark. I just don't think that's going to happen, and a bunch more are going to come to market. These are going to be from people who know what they have and have to sell for real life reasons. Just stuff comes up, they need some money. Hey, I have a Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, I can get $250 for that easily from a store? Sure. Sell that to a store, and then another one comes up for sale for, $325 on TCG Player from the store, flipping it and selling it. Like, I just don't see, once these start exiting the system, they're not going to come back. They're just not. There's not going to be as many big life-altering things for people in their 40s that need a couple $100, and most of the time you need that a little quicker than what you can probably get it from selling a trading card to a store. I think that just these are going to be in the hands of more financially stable individuals, and whenever they go through something, it's not going to be, oh, I need $100. It's going to be, I need $10,000. So selling some of these just high-end reserve list cards, it's going to be a drop in the bucket. It's going to be not even considered, really. I would think. A lot of stuff that it's not even worth the time and hassle. For now, these Magic players are getting into their, or have been into their, like, real job, making a lot of money, or even just keep on keeping on. And just as inflation goes up and stuff, and I think some of these are trailing, well, they're not really trailing inflation, but they haven't moved that much compared to how much inflation's moved in the last 6-7 years. They've gone up a little more than inflation, but inflation's gone up quite a bit. And people's pays have gone up, even though minimum wage is still the same. But effectively, everywhere's hiring at $11 anymore in my town. $11 is the new, basically, default minimum wage. It's not $7.25 anymore. Very, very, very few people make that and don't make tips on top of that, or commission or something. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but it is definitely an interesting video to see just how basically right he was about so much of this stuff, that you can use as a little time capsule and just see how things have progressed, and they've gone pretty much about what he said was going to happen, not maybe to the exact extent. And there's a lot of other videos that are very interesting to see. There's a couple things he was pretty far off the mark about, I think, regarding foils, and how somebody asked about, like, the foil multiplier and how will that pan out in the future. And I think Rudy was pretty, I'd have to rewatch it again, but he was pretty good on the foils keeping at a higher rate just because of how rare they used to be. They're not anymore. But I don't know, there's a lot of interesting stuff to look back on now that enough time has passed, that you can see how well the predictions have come true and what hasn't. And most of it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid stuff. It's just interesting that you have a guy on YouTube just kind of laying it out, telling you pretty much what's going to happen, and you can either follow his advice or not. And sometimes you don't have the ability to, so, oh well, that's about it.